I like to look at it like this. There's programs, right? And there's cultures, right? So program is something the boss makes you do, and you do it for like 6 months, and then it dies. It's short-lived. And then there's cultures, and cultures are a part of your organization. It's who you are. And I think it starts with, if we really look at what content marketing is, it's the idea that there is a teacher within each one of us. And what we have to say is valuable. It can make a difference. And if we get that, we can establish literally a culture of teachers, communicators within the organization. And at that point, you're pretty much potentially unstoppable as a company. But you got to get to that point. So the first thing that you have to have is you've got to have buy-in from the top. If management ain't down, you're going to have some serious problems. It doesn't work. It really is a trickle-down effect when it comes to creating this culture. That's number one. Number two, after the buy-in from the management, you've got to have buy-in from the employees as well. You've got to. In fact, it's got to be a part of their job description that they help with the content marketing efforts. And if they look at it like if I get to that today, that would be nice, we have a problem. It literally has to be a part of their job description. In other words, everyone is in marketing, okay? The next thing that you're gonna need, and I've seen this again and again, if you wanna be great, you've gotta have a catalyst, an organizer, that person that essentially is the cheerleader for your content. You might call that person a chief content officer, a content manager. I don't care what you call that person, but that person needs to be good. And it needs to be one person, and they really need to be the go-to source for the content and the voice of the company. That the content passes through that person, and they assist all the employees in that process of becoming a teacher and a content producer. And then the fourth one that I have seen, and I don't see many companies doing this, but I think it's prolific, and that is, I believe, if you're going to ask your employees to do something, they need to see the vision, and that's why a workshop is usually in order, right? So like when I come to Content 14, bang, I'm going to be doing a workshop, right? And so it's going to be a blast. Everybody in that room is going to say, this was exactly what I needed. Well, it ain't good if everybody in that room gets it, right? And then they try to go to their staff, their employees, and try to portray that same message. It's really hard. And so it could fall on deaf ears. And so the point is, if management is willing to get all the employees together and they can catch the vision, which is three main things: what content marketing is, what it really is, getting past all the nerdy phrases, really understanding as teaching, helping, listening, communicating, right? If they can understand what it is, how to do it, and why it's important to the collective as a company, but to the individual, to that person. If they can understand those things, you're going to be successful. And that's why, if you remember Steve Jobs, whenever Apple would launch something new, what would he do? Every time he would have this, was like a fireside chat. He would give this PowerPoint, he would meet with the whole company essentially, and he would give them the vision. The same thing needs to happen if you want to create your own culture of content producers, of teachers. A workshop is in order. I've tested this. I've done it again and again. We have multiple sets. The companies that do a workshop with their entire organization about really the what, the how, and the why of content marketing versus the ones that don't are phenomenally more successful.